Welcome back. This is Nerd Dad on episode 2 of our Factorio playthrough. Last time we got our power up and running, and we've laid out our blueprints for it. Looks a little confusing because a lot of clutter for stuff that we actually don't own, but we're going to kind of go down this path and see how it works out for us. Alright, let's go pick up a bit of coal and make sure we're still keeping up with our ore processing, and then let's go figure out what we're going to do about that ore processing. We've got to get that obviously automated, so we're going to get on top of that quickly. We've got lots of furnaces. Let's get building some other items once we pick up some more materials here. Everybody's full, so that's good news. That's going to be 800 or something like that. No, 400. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Who knows? Well, the good news is these guys are all nice and lots of coal here now. Just split you guys in half. Thing is, with the 2512s, I think that's all they can basically do if you do a 2512, so they're basically full anyways. But if you can get back and just do a run by, you can get that. Okay, so let's take a look at our map here. Where are we going to run this bus? We could try running straight out this way. If we do that, it means our ore processing is up in here. And my issue that I'm struggling with a little bit right now is if we want to have trains coming in and dropping off more ore for our ore processing, where does all that live? You know, hopefully we're going to have explosives and we can blow most of this out. So we could put it up in here. It just means that we're dependent upon those explosives. In fact, let's take a little bit of a look at our tech tree. I don't recall where those new explosives are. Are they their own thing? I think they follow under something else, and I'm just not sure where they live. So this is a bit of a search for the episode. Oh, there it is right there. So what do we need? We need, we'll definitely need oil products, sulfur processing, because we need explosives. It's not that far off. It's greens and reds. And I think to make them, we just need explosives, barrels, and grenades, which means we need coal. To have explosives, we're basically, I don't think we're that bad off. And explosives, where are you? Fine. You guys follow under military or something, don't you? Military? Not that one, that's grenades. Come on, or are you under sulfur? Where does grenade? You know, the funny thing is you get explosives, but I don't think I actually recall where they come from. Which process are they under? They're not oil. They're going to be something military. Dum 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 dum. I have no idea. I'm drawing a big blank on where explosives come from. A bunch of people are screaming, "It's right there!" I just get them all the time. I don't think I've ever gone out of my way to get explosives. Huh. Isn't that interesting? This is, I feel like they're more important than ever now. Plastics now. Oh, come on. They gotta be in this category here somewhere. They've got to be in the green, yellow. They can't be after that. So they've gotta be up in this front. Oh, maybe they're earlier even than that. They can't be up in the reds. I was sure they were in military. Isn't that weird? Flammables. Oh my goodness. I feel like we're on a quest that we'll never solve here. Keep seeing that red engine and going, that's it. You know what? I'm just going to give up and I'm just going to assume. We kind of know what's in them anyways. I was just trying to get a feel for where we were going to pick them off from, but oh well, we're just gonna figure them out on the fly. Oh, you know what? Oh, I'm a dummy. Military. I was right. It's military because we need to have it. It'll be down in this zone here. Actually, right there. the big icon that we're looking. I'm looking for this icon here, not the big plastic one. I'm feeling kind of really. Okay, so, right, we need to be into oil processing. Well, we don't necessarily. It's just I've always done it that way. Isn't that interesting? Because I think we use a factory to, what are those things called? What are they called? I don't recall. The little buildings that do things. They're not assembly machines. They're like little, yeah, whatever. Okay. What is this? This stone? Oh, that is stone. Okay. And, so we're going to need some stuff, apparently, and that stuff is going to mean we're going to need some more stuff, and those things are going to need some other stuff. Wow, not a great start here. So what does all that mean? Well, what it means is that I think we can get it soon enough to be with our trains, but it means we basically got to have military science packs up and running, which is not too far off. It just kind of leads us in a direction. I'm just not sure we're going to have the bus in place for it yet. So, I guess we could sneak in a temporary train or something. I just really wanted to lay the whole thing out properly. So, challenges. Okay. I think we've got to do the ore processing up through here, though. I really do. I think the bus has to live here. It's going to go out that way. We could come down this way, but we're going to really get ourselves pinched off early, and I don't really know what's this way, so I think we've got a little bit more room for expansion. I think. Maybe the best bet's to run away over there, but I really don't want to do that. You know what? We're going to go for a run here. We're going to go and take a look up at this coal field over here, and we're going to go and take a look to see if there's like a massive cliff right here that's making what seems to be a great plan a horrible plan. The only other thing we got to worry about is maybe there might be a bug base out here, but oops. Hopefully we see them before they see us. How about that? Should be able to take them out with a pistol anyways at this point in the game. Alright, so I see one little cliff here. This is actually not too bad. A little bit of trees to clear out. And we zoom out a bit. Oh, this is actually a really good way for us to go. Okay, so there's lots of space in there for expansion. Looking really good. We're going to struggle up this side a little bit, but I think we've got enough room to do what we need to do. And we're not forced into a... we're not pigeonholed too bad. A little bit, not too bad. And I just want to kind of see how much coal is there really. Not that 2.2 isn't enough, but I kind of want to get a real feel for how much of this there is. What is it? 2.7, so there's another 500k that was hiding on us. Okay, definitely don't want to go up this way. This would be really hard to build around. We are going to have to protect that coal field, though, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for us. And there's that huge rock I was looking for earlier, and I think there's another one down there. Just didn't go the right direction, so I'm going to grab this, grab the coal off of it. Takes a little bit to chop it out, but I like to have that coal on us, and this one here as well. I'm going to probably need to clear all this at some point, but this is where our ore processing is going to be. It definitely needs to probably all come out of here, but we'll do that as we need to. Okay, what do we got? So I think actually we've got more space than I think we have as part of the issue here as well. So, we don't want to be bottlenecking this up too bad, but we can start ourselves kind of in this zone right here. We could probably, you know, we got enough space for a bus up top here. If we start building somewhere around about here, we've got enough space away from this water here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, I just want to get a couple things built here. There's 50 of those, I believe. Or 45, it's going to be close. We're going to want 10 of those. We're going to need a bunch of power lines. We've already got them. And we're going to need a bunch of transport belts. That's not even going to be enough, but that will get us started. What we got? We got 7 of these. 8, 9, 10. And we're going to have to kind of think about how we're going to lay all this out on the way here. Okay, so it'll be something like this. Now that I know where it's laid out, the question is where's everything coming from? Well, we've got this ore down here, and this is going to be a real pain because, well, not too bad. The problem we've got is to get ourselves started here. We can't really get it there because we need the tech to kind of jump it across. We don't have tunnels and those things, and I don't want to do the tech early. What do we got down here? 853, 204. I really would like to get this one mined off first. Really don't want to build a temporary one of these. Almost feeling like I need to build a temporary right in here somewhere. Yeah, that's a long way to ship that ore, isn't it? Well, maybe we'll ship off this one and we'll tap that one later, and what we'll do is just come up the backside of the copper here, feed it in. Not sure where the copper is going to go either. That's the other thing I'm still struggling a little bit with. So, got a few things we got to kind of figure out here still, but we're on a course now. Might be a collision course with doom, but we'll just go for it. just get these guys all in here. We're going to need some power down here like this. Okay, so that there is pretty close to what we're going to want to deal with. Actually, that's going to be good enough, I think, for the first clipping. This will be our first clip. All we need to do with this one is just spin it around, match it up, and go like that. One through the track, and there we go. Is that how we want to do this time? I think so. Or are we going to go 2 tracks deep? I don't think we need to go 2 tracks deep. Okay, so we're just going to lay that out like that, and then we're going to just wait for this track to come, and once we get that, we will be in a great shape here. Okay. Still not sure how I want to get all this up here. We're going to need so much transport belt to get this up and running. Just because our coal... In fact, I think what we'll do is we'll pull off... Instead of this coal field here, I think we'll just leave that for our power. And I think we're actually going to pull right off this one. Just start pulling it down here. Which means we've got to run transport belt from there and there. I mean, that's going to be excessive. In fact, why don't we go get more ore so we're actually building that now, not waiting for it. I feel like we want to be on top of building as much transport belt as possible because we are going to be just piggish on it. Have those guys stopped? How dare they? How dare they neglect their duties and just take a break? Probably because I'm taking too long to do things. Okay. Let's get over here and get our iron ore. And I'd like to get this up and running. This ore processing would be nice. Yeah, we're a little bit tardy on these. Now, these ones we don't need to fill because they're going to be around, yeah, there. Okay, so that's really good. And we decided we're going to come out the top side. So, a nice thing, I think we've left ourselves enough space to run around this as well, which is nice. Oh, that's nice to have. Okay, we've got a bit of transport belt on us, and what we want, the reason why we did all that was so we could start building transport belt. My goodness. Okay, there we go. And that'll be the bottom side. We don't need that to go any further. We're going to come up the bottom like that. All I want to do is get this kind of penciled in right now. Why don't we just grab one of these? We're going to need one anyways. Just grab one of those, but yes. Then we don't have to build stuff. We can just pencil it in like this. Okay, and that, I believe, is a clip. We're going to just want to do that. Kind of like this. Alright, now we can say, okay, so if we're on the map, that's going to be 20, 40, 60. I just goofed something right up there, didn't I? Those aren't set properly. Hang on. We gotta wash here, people. Something didn't go right. I goofed something up. I really goofed something up. It looks really goofy. Our second side is not right. And I know what it is, so we're just gonna have to clean it up. It's just that I tried to offset those perfectly, but it puts the furnaces offside, and that's okay. We can just offset the inserters. I just didn't notice it when I did it. That's okay. We'll have probably a few faux pas like that. Okay, there we go. So we just needed to offset those because of the flip. I just wasn't really paying attention, to be honest. Okay, there we go. And that'll allow us to do what we want to do here, which is that's 20, 40. Now we can get into the map. Oops, zooming in too quickly. 60. Why is that looking so very goofy? Just not the way I did it in the last game, and so I'm struggling with it a bit. 20, 40, 60. Oh my goodness, why am I having so much trouble here? 20, 40. I've overlaid something. 20, 40. My problem is I keep looking at this. I keep starting my 20 count from the extra 10 I've got on this. That's why I'm having so much trouble. All right. Whew. This is so difficult. It's supposed to be easier, not more difficult when I do this. Okay, there's 100. Okay, so that... turn that off. That gives us a visual for what we need for iron ore for 100 furnaces. Now, not saying that that's all we're going to want. In fact, we're probably going to want to push that up higher. But what it tells us is if we're going to do copper, we're going to likely need to do copper somewhere else. And that's good to know, because then we won't infringe upon our space. So, now that we know that, let's get the rest of this run into place. So we decided we were going to come off the bottom here and try to run all the way down to this other ore mine down here. So let's just get this. Where is the furthest point out here? We're going to kind of come right through maybe here. Going to have to just kind of sneak it in right there like that. Since they've changed the shorelines in this last version, I find myself struggling a lot because I'm so used to clipping along the edge of the shoreline. I can't do that anymore. Where are we? And hopefully we got enough track here to get that connected. Okay, so that gets us some stuff. Let's go and get some more resources, because we're going to need to start building some miners. We'll just run this down with this once we start coming this way. And just run right down into here. Okay, so there's our line going up. That's excellent. We need some miners. We're going to need 6 to start, and we're going to need 8. Might as well get up into 10 if we can. We got enough room for 10? There we go. And how are you guys doing for coal? You guys are right at the 25-12 mark, which is a full load anyway, so perfect. May as well grab this coal on the way by. This map has got lots of running, that's for sure. There's no doubt about it. This has got lots of running on it. Alright. And where are we going? Up here somewhere. Come on. Wow, that's a long way. Let's get an eyeball on here. If we're going to bring coal in, we're going to want to bring it in just about off this pipe here, and what we can do is we can split it multiple ways. We might have a couple lines coming in at some point. Right now, we'll just tail it in behind us. Oh, it's going to be close. No, it's not even going to be close. We're not even going to make... Oh, it is actually... Oh, we've got an extra 100. I thought that last little bit was our last little bit. So, excellent. Power poles might be the biggest problem we've got then. All right, let's figure out where we're gonna lay out the side on this. That'll be scatterings. We'll just deal with those later. Let's start with you there and there. Let's bring you right down from here. What? We're being attacked already? Oh, you've got to be kidding. Oh my goodness. That was a miner we just lost, I think. And that is too early in the game. We have not even got our ore processing online, you miserable cretin. Oh, and this is so spread out. We are going to be... It's going to be misery. Go away. Oh, that is not going to bode well at all. Unfortunately for us... Yeah, I know, but that doesn't, you know, we don't even have, like, we haven't even started tech. We don't even have guns yet. Oh my lord. Has it been that long? No, we're only not even that far in. We haven't even really started kicking out pollution yet. You miserable little guys. I'm not sure what we got to deal with, but there's something we're going to have to go and fight. Uh-oh. We're going to have to go take a bug base out or something. Just to stop that from happening repeatedly, because that'll be annoying. Especially if we've got to run around as much as that. Okay. Different problem, different time. We'll deal with that as needed. Okay. Let's just get some power lines down here. Get this iron ore up and running. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. Okay, so now we'll have a... Typically, we're going to have a split off there. And what I'm going to do is, I think what we would be doing is bringing it down something like this when we get to that point. So that would be something like this split would look like. Don't need it quite yet, but that's where we're going to be looking at it. Okay, so we got this. We're going to need some power from here, obviously. And is that going to reach? Oh, it is too. And we can just peg in these poles. So that's the other nice thing about doing this blueprint this way. You just can keep to where you wanted your poles to be. So things stay a little bit cleaner. That sounds nice. All right, and we just got to get. I don't think we have power down this side, do we? At all? I guess we're gonna have to run some power off the end here as well. Yoicks! We're gonna be a little bit short power poles, methinks. Actually, we're gonna need one in the end here as well. We're gonna need something like that, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna need some guys right here to pick up the pieces. So it'll be, why don't we just put that pole on the outside there? Does that get us close? Not quite. It was worth a shot. Okay, we'll just run down the side here, and I need to make a few more of these. See if we can skip that water there. That's as close as we're going to get her. Wow. There we go. All right, we got our, yes, we do. Okay, so where are we going to run these? I'm thinking if that's there, backing onto there, that's where that goes, like that. 2, 1, 2. That'll be where the other line is. Okay, so now we've got those guys figured out where they're going to sit for a little while. Oh, it's getting exciting. We got power. And we got transport belt. Okay, we just got to ship that all the way up there, but we are now automated on our ore processing. But the question is, why did we not get coal? Because I didn't connect the power line. That's okay. We just need to do what we just said we were going to do with these ones, is just kind of come off the end piece here. Something like that, and we'll just plug that line on there like that, and that should give us power. Yep. So we should be able to look at our map, hopefully. That's as far as we're going to be able to go without things. Okay, what are we going to do about these bugs? That's got, maybe it was just a one-time, but we're just, the problem is we're so spread out, just because of need more than anything else. You know, we could have tried to crimp ourselves down in this corner, but with this wall right here, we were kind of forced to have to kind of push out a little bit. So I'm not really excited about the fact that we got friends already. Okay, we're going to have to jump on top of that as quickly as possible. And where's this coal? Come on. Here it comes. That's sporadic at best. It should be good enough for ore processing, though. Okay, so let's just leave that and say we trust that it's going to work. It's worked every other time we've done it. What we need to do now is we need to figure out where's this copper going to live. And what we're going to do is we're just going to... we can't blueprint unless we kind of pretend we've got robots and just kind of mark things for X's. So, if our bus is going to come and run right out of here, we're going to want it probably starting down here. So that gives us actually some space right in here we could use if we wanted to. And this could be our copper processing. What it means for us is that if we have trains coming in, say in here, for our iron ore, trains would come in for copper down here. And that's not a bad thing. That means we've got 2 different loading areas. And I think I prefer that, actually. So I think we're actually going to go with that as a plan. I was actually thinking we were going to go up a little bit higher, but how far down can we go? Maybe right into here. So let's pencil this in right about here. It means we got to bring that coal in a lot further. I'm not sure how we're going to get coal all the way down here, but easy with this one. We'll just come right down through the bus. We'll have to make sure we have a sort of a path through the bus there, but we're going to have to figure out, you know, yikes. We are just so spread out on this one. We're going to have some challenges here, I think. We really are going to be struggling with some items. Let's just get this cleaned up a bit. Which one's which? That's the one we didn't like, or that's the one we did like? That's the one we didn't like. Alright, and we're just doing a little bit of cleaning. Don't need that anymore. Want that one. Don't need that one. I see we got a blank. Interesting. Okay, so this is where this is going to go. We're going to want it to feed the bus, so it's going to be something like this. And let's keep it down a little bit further. I think I'll actually want to come in about there. Right off that wall if we can. Where is that wall? Oh, it's way up there. Oh well, let's go down here then, and that'll give us some space to expand. I can live with that. That's not bad at all then. Alright, there's 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. There we go. So we've penciled that in already. We can actually start getting these copper being built. Fortunately, it doesn't. You can't just kind of run down and do it. You still have to place everything perfectly, but it's a start. That's the nice thing about it. It gives us a start, and we have a good idea where things need to go. It doesn't mean we have to build it that way, but once the bots come along and start auto-building on us, you're going to kind of want them to be in the same places. Otherwise, things will get ugly on you. I think we just run out of transport belt. Oops. Okay, and let's go see if we got some iron ore spitting out down here now, because that means we can probably start to ignore our other one, if that is a truth. And is it a truth? It is. So look at that. What do we get? We got 318. We can build a bit more track, which is what we need. Copper is still... That's a really weak copper coming in there. We're barely... Maybe just the timing. It looks like we're just starting to backlog the copper now. So maybe it's because we had to fill the furnaces. That's possible. It's just at the point there I was like, wow, we're barely getting enough to fill the thing. But it looks like we're doing really well now. It looks like we've got enough coming in. We should have lots of power. Yep, we're doing great. Okay. So unfortunately, I was really hoping we'd have all our ore processing up and running, but because we've had to run so much and deal with one minor bug issue, it's because we're so spread out, it's taking a little bit longer to get things done. The good news is we've got space to spread out, but it's going to cause some problems here at the beginning, so we're going to have to get on top of that as quickly as possible. Anyways, we will start working on that next time. What we'll do next time is we'll finish up the ore processing, get the copper processing online, get those two things together, and then we'll hopefully be able to either next episode or the following start getting into our tech tree and getting some defenses up to stop these bugs from bugging us. Yeah, that was horrible. Okay, anyways, I thank you for joining me. This has been episode 2. I'm Nerd Dad, and I am out.